Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dani Mohriza. I'm from class 3A Agroindustry. Now I make a videos resume about seminar PIKTA Politeknik Negeri Tanah Laut. Okay, the first presentation by a speaker from Indonesia, Miss Amalia Reski, MPD, about Proboscis Bekantan support sustainable tourism. Proboscis monkey has many uniques. It has brown hair, the long pointed nose is special for male proboscis monkeys, and for female proboscis monkeys, the nose is small but still sharp. So the difference lies in the nose. Proboscis monkeys have more uniqueness. Um, they can swimming and diving because bekantan has membranes between the fingers and toes. Is also the feature that attacks foreign tourism. Foreign tourists. I want to discuss a substantial issue before explaining a substantial problem. The proboscis monkey is the mascot of South Kalimantan. Mangrove ecosystem restoration is a order support wetland ecosystem and bekantan conservation for mitigating climate change. Owned program for from summer course program, planting of mangrove rambai trees, clean rivers program, search activity, Bekantan Sport, conversation school. Substantial substantial program of SBA Foundation. First, education, rescue, rehabilitation, release, restoration of habitat, research, and Bekantan ecotourism. Churiak Island is a role model for habitat Bekantan, have mangrove ecosystem restoration, and has 7,000 trees. Okay, that the first presentation, and then the second presentation by a speaker from Indonesia, Miss Rina Febriana, SA, MCom, about the economic characteristic of Tanah Laut. The location Tanah Laut is the sea on the island of South Kalimantan. Tanah Laut of the sea has the motto Tuntung Pandang. Tuntung, which is Finnish. Pandang means eternal scenery. When combined views until finish, area of all district 94% in Tanah Laut Regency 2019. Tanah Laut has 11 district with a capital of Lehari Regency. The area in Tanah Laut is widely used as agricultural land, with the majority of rice, after that corn, oil palm, and rubber. Fishery and livestock production at Moscow marine fisheries and open water fisheries. Industry that stand in tanah laut of the sea total combines 3,128 Pusat Statistik Tanah Laut. Most of the companies are in the food sector. 1537. The mining industry take up 16.39% of the production value in only 104 companies, dominated by small business companies. Tourism attraction in Tanah Laut, Takisung Beach, Cemara Beach, Tanjung Dewa Beach, Batakan Beach, Kayangan Hill, Panjaratan River Trekking, Bira Hill, Bajuin Waterfall, Turkey Beach, Asmara Beach, Labirin Park, Timah Hill, River Tubing. Economic growth of Tanah Laut to 2015 until 2019. Declaration of economic growth caused by slowdown of employment. One of them is in mining sector. Mining is extremely influence the income in economic sector. COVID-19 affects almost all of economic sector and decrease in credit loans in April and May 2020, and then improve in June 2020 in new normal period. Next, the source presentation by speaker from India, Miss Dr. Tanima, about agriculture as career. Planning of in agricultural career, use the portfolio in planning an agricultural career collection of you best work on agricultural project and other career related materials. Portfolio is used to sell your skills to potential employers. That is included in your portfolio. Resume, photographs, and written report of project that you have complete, newspaper clippings, letters of recommendation, personal and career goals, action plan for accomplishing your. And then the fourth presentation by speaker from Indonesia, Mr. Dr. Muhammad Uhaib at MSI about the economic structure of the South Kalimantan area according to regional secretary in 2021. South 2021 2021. South Kalimantan is determined to carry out the transformation of the economic structure into the industrial, agriculture and tourism sectors by pursuing predetermined development target. Specifically for the agricultural, food crop, fishery sector, South Kalimantan has set priority targets, namely rice production in set to be 2.5 million tons. South Kalimantan developed 5 main sector, namely agriculture, manufacturing, trade, construction, transportation, and warehousing, as well as two priority sectors, namely tourism and financial service. Another potential that can encourage economic growth in South Kalimantan is that there are two industrial areas that will be development in South Kalimantan, namely the Batu Licin industrial area and the Jorong industrial area. In the tourist sector, there are three national tourism development strategic areas, namely KSPPN Loksado, KSPPN Banjarmasin, and KSPPN Martapura. In additional that what is no less promising is the development of the blueprint for the Islamic economy in South Kalimantan. And then next, the fifth presentation by the speaker from Philippines, Dr. Marako Keita, about the hospitality industry and the impact of COVID. The primary focus for governments and business is the safety of the people, the implication of economic growth and corporate profit have to lead to a sharp sell off in equity markets across the globe. Hospitality, travel, and leisure clients are moving quickly, remain focused to understanding and quantifying the operational and financial impact for their business. The impact is hard and not yet predictable on both revenue, supplies, clients. Dedication being taken to shut down hotels, restaurant, the park, cinemas, not to mention the entry disruptive effect of the travel ecosystem with significant impact on worldwide tourism. Next, the sixth presentation by speaker from Japan, Professor Dr. Kuniyoshi Shimizu, about lifestyle of health and sustainability, or LOHAS concept for the better future, objective and establishing resource relation social system in Asia, generation inhibition, national organic inorganic, natural organic and inorganic resource, classified collection, efficient sorting, for any and environmental pollution measures, new function development, sustainable development, lifestyle of health and sustainability. Okay, the last presentation, the seventh presentation by speaker from Pakistan, Dr. Muhammad Yasin, about Islamic religious tourism and managing sustainable development tourism in Pakistan. In 2009, the World Economic Forum's Travel and Tourism Competitive report ranked Pakistan as one of the top 25% tourist destination for its World Heritage site, ranking for mangrove in the south to Indus Valley civilization, Mohenjo-daro and Harappa. Tourists find mosque, Buddhist site, archaeological sites of different civilization that left a great impact on each tourist to visit their sacred place in Pakistan. Okay, maybe enough the resume about seminar of PIKTA, Politeknik Negeri Tanah Laut. Okay, thank you for watching and attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.